Did we make a difference? Well, I think if you look overall at raising the country's consciousness of what was going on, not only in Mississippi, because we said even at that time, there is so much racism in the country, it's just more subtle in the North than it is in the South. But in the South, there are these things that you can do to start raising people's awareness.
Oh, seed of freedom, awake and flourish. Let the deep roots nourish. Let the tall stalks rise. Oh, seed.
I think there's so many lessons to be learned from Freedom Summer. I mean, on the very surface is it's a history lesson. This is what happened. It's really important that you know. But I think, the big lesson for me is that, a group of young people changed the country and changed the course of history by their sheer courage and bravery, and it didn't take that many. There were like 700 to 800 kids. And that changed Mississippi, and it worked, and it just took, a bunch of committed people along with the residents of Mississippi who were willing and waiting and just needed, some help in getting the foot off their necks. For me, that's the important lesson, is that, the world can be changed, that we can make change.
We're marching on to freedom land. We're marching on to freedom land. God's our strength from day to day as we walk the narrow way.
I really did not want to leave. I had developed a sense that it was purposeful, what we were doing. And the relationships that I developed with the children and with the family I stayed with, the thought of just going back to a life without that kind of depth of purpose was hard.
People in the community saw this as a moment when things could change or begin to change. And they were determined that this moment not be lost.
Don't you hear my Savior calling? I said, who will go?
That summer stood out. It made a big change in our city. We all, not just the kids, but other people began to realize that we were human. We did have a right to do things. Some people said that the white volunteer workers who came to us abandoned us, or the other side might have said they were agitators, but actually they lit a fire. They started something great here, and we started to do things ourselves. Blacks started to protest on their own, started to boycott, and started to trying to make a way to have rights here in this city. We call the people who came freedom fighters. And we wanted to be freedom fighters too.